Hello viewers, welcome to another video of problem solving with Pandas series. In this video series we are solving various problems using the Python library of Pandas from the angle of data analysis. So if you are one who wants to learn the data analysis and problem solving with Pandas, you can follow along. The problem that we will be solving today is kind of different. It's a new one, a new type in this series. So before solving the problem, let's try to understand what the problem says. The problem says here, let's read the question first. Data was input incorrectly into the database. The ID was combined with the first name. Okay, write a query to separate the ID and first name into two separate columns. Each ID is 5 character long. Okay, so the thing that has been said here is the data was inserted incorrectly and the ID was combined with first name. Let's take a look on the data we are given here. Okay, so we have given only one column ID, but the ID here is merged with the name. Like we can see the first record is showing this is the ID. I believe this is the ID and this is the first name, so these are together. So what it says, ID was combined with the first name. Now we have to write a query to separate the ID and the first name into the two separate columns. Okay, got it. So we just have to separate those things, like the first five, this should be the ID and the last would be the name. So it is also showing the ID is 5 character long. So one information is given. So everywhere this will be the same. The first 5 character will be the ID. So okay, let's go to solve the problem. So first we have imported the panda as PD, the standard way of importing pandas. And okay, this is the data, bad data. This is the name of this data frame, bad data. So if we just want to see the first 5 columns, this is by default it will be showing us the first 5 column. Okay, so what we will do, let's print the full data set first. Okay, this is the full data set. So what we should do, in somehow we have to separate first 5 character from each record, isn't it? So how that can be done? So a new system or a formula or the function of pandas that is called string slicing that works in this regard. So what we have to do to do that, we have to there's a standard way how we can do that. Let's try str. Okay, let's select this ID and dot str. Now if we just select, I believe this will work in this way. Let's see whether it shows. Okay, so it's working. So this way we are getting the first 5 records, first 5 characters from each record, 1 2 3 4, isn't it? So we can extract the first 5. How this works, let's understand this str and this slicing option. The fact is that first by this command we are selecting this column, ID column, from this data frame. Okay, and through this function dot str, and in this bracket we have written colon 5. So this thing shows, like in Python, the indexing or the position is just from 0. So if we just select this ID, for example, the 1 is in 0 position, the 2 is in 1 position, 2 3 4, so 5 in 4th position. So we have taken here 5. So what it will do, this will not print up to this position, as there's nothing like the first position, there's no value in the first position before colon, and the 5 is in the second position after colon. So what it will do, it will print everything up to this, not this one. So the 5th position will not be printed. So now it is working in this way. This is 1 is 0, 2 is 1, 3 is 2, 4 is 3 and 5 is 4. So okay, let's try to understand it in a different way. If we just write it 4 here, what it will show? It will show us first 4, isn't it? 0 1 2 3. So we need the problem says that we have the id is 5 character long, so we have to take up to 5th position, so we have to write it 5. If we are asked to take like from anything from middle, like the second the last three 3 4 5, then what we have to do, we have to write here 2, then it will show us 2 3 4 position, isn't it? 0 1 2 3 4 3 4 5. So but we need here first 5 position, so we will leave it blank, or we can also leave it 0 if we want, it's not problem. But I think this will only work, so this also works, so we do not need to take 0 here. So we have got the first 5 characters from each record, that is id. So what we have to do, we can store this in a new column of this table, isn't it? So we have only one column id, so I will take a new column pad data, and let's give it the name as capital id, as this is id. Now if I just run it, this information has been stored in a new column called id. If we just run the table again, then we will be able to see the whole table with the new id column, is it? This can be seen now. Okay, so the first task is done. We could be able to populate one column, that is id. Now we have to populate the another column, that is called first name. Okay, now let's see what we can do. The thing that we have to do here, the first name always starts from the 6th position or 5th position, 0 1 2 3 4 5th position. So we can also use the same string slicing but in a different way. Let's see how we can do that. Okay, we are just selecting the same thing again, bad data, and we will be working on those id column. Now okay, just if I just run it, then I can see only the id column. Now I have to use this str here. If I just run it, now we should start from that 5th position and up to whatever it is. Now let's try to run it. So what it is doing, if we just see on the first data, this J or Johnny starts in the 5th position. 0, the 1 is in 0 position, 1 2 3 4 5th. So this string slicing takes the 5th position, and as there is no value after the colon, so it will take whatever it is. So if we just need 2 characters, then you can write it like in this way. It will give us only 1 character because the last one will not be printed, 6. Okay, the 5th position will be printed only. So if we just keep it in this way, we will get everything. For the first name, now we have got the first name. Let's also save it in another column, create a new column in the same data set and save it on that column. So what we will take, we have to create, this is the way of creating a new column. So it will store the new information, like those only names. We will this column, under this column, let's give the name as first name. Okay, first name. Now if this column is existed before, then it will save all the information in the existing column, but if this column doesn't exist, then it will create a new column. So in this way, this will create a new column, as we don't have any column in this name. So now if we just see the whole data frame, we can see we have got our desired columns. Now these things have been separated in 2 different columns, isn't it? What the query, the question says, question asks us to show the, write a query to separate the id and first name into the separate column. Okay, so the fact is that we do not need to keep this column anymore, so we just need those 2 columns. How we can do that? That's just we have to select those 2 columns from this data set, like id and first name. I think this is enough. Let's see. First name. Okay, probably I have made a mistake here. Now I can see both the columns are shown perfectly. So this is our desired result, I believe. Okay, so is there any? Okay, we have got the way. Scope to check. Yeah, this is correct. We can also do it in a kind of different way. Let's see how can we do that. Instead of writing the full thing, we just, like, we have only three columns from in our new data set, isn't it? Let's try to run it. Let's see. So this is the full data set. Instead of writing showing those two different columns, we can just drop this column. Then our answer will be the same. So how we will do this? We will drop this id column. I think this will also work. Id. Oh, we have to give the axis from which axis it will be deleted. This is on the column axis, so we have to provide 1. So this is also the same. We are getting the same output. So this is another way of showing the result. I hope it's correct. So another thing we can do, like, this is okay, but in case of string slicing, we could be able to do probably another thing. Let's try. Just for the fifth, if I just, let's just copy it here. If I just write 5, what it will show? Okay, then we have to give it 4. Okay, this will not work. -4. Okay, if we just want to take everything. Oh, the fact is that the first name is variable, so we cannot confirm. So this is another way, just for your idea. I'm just showing, if for some reason we need to pick up, now we are picking up information from the left, like from the first 5, then starting from the 6th position. If we just need to pick up information from the right side, like if we need to take this 3 or this 6, then we can also write it in this way. Like if we just write it -5, then what it will pick up, it will ignore 0 1 2 3 4 up to this, like 1 2 3 4 5. This will ignore this full and it will give us the remaining information. So this is not relevant here. I'm just showing you just to have an idea. If we just face any such type of problem, then we will use this type of slicing. So I hope this is clear up to now. If you have any question or confusion, you can put it on the comment. I will try to clear it. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video. Goodbye until that.